So we've been swimming in a lot of intense feelings, or at least I have been. Sacral Chakra Month has been a wild ride, which isn't, to say it's like every month, there's going to be a little bit more of something. But what I'm reminded at the end of big waves of intensity, that there's like a crest, and then there's the like free fall of like yay. And that's sometimes you can see it. There's two different types of people who ride roller coasters, right? There's the ones who are like, and then there's the ones who are like, there's that either the hands up in the air, like with wild abandon, like, wow, this is really fucking terrifying and it's exhilarating and holy shit, that was awesome. And then there's the person right next to them who's either like spraying vomit or like, white knuckle gripping with their eyes closed. I just saw a video of, these GoPros. They're so great now to have, of somebody, a couple, a man and a woman, who were riding one of those slingshots. And the guy was like, they're both like, I can't believe, he's like, I can't believe you made me do this. This is really, she's like, well, you wanted to do it too. And so they're like bickering. And then, she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my God, oh my God. He's like, okay. Whew, whew. And you just see him like breathing. And then all of a sudden the thing goes off. She starts screaming, just like normal screaming response. Ah! With her eyes squeezed shut, and oh my God, I'm gonna kill you. And she's just like saying, he looks like he's having a seizure. He goes like, her. And then his face paralyzes, and he's not respond, and he's like got this very weird contorted like look on his face of like paralyzed. And he's a big dude. We're talking, he was like a muscular, like, and then all of a sudden it starts slowing down, and then now it's just kind of bobbing. And she's going, oh my God, that was crazy, babe. Oh my God, babe, babe. And he's still frozen. And then she's like, babe, like, are you, and she kind of like does one of these. And he snaps awake and he goes, you were so scared. That's so funny. You were so scared. Ha ha ha. And it was like he had no recollection. It was a little, actually, I was like, this is maybe concerning. Like maybe he was having a seizure and he doesn't realize that he was. And, there's that aspect of it, but it was also quite, revealing. The experiences of our lives can kind of do that. It's like, boom, what's the slingshot of your current experience? And, can we then take a chance at thinking that it's possible to enjoy the ride versus being like the white knuckle gripping, paralyzed in fear, having a seizure, and then when you come out of it, making fun of the other people around you. I mean, that was like one of those moments when he was like, then he started making fun of her for being afraid. And it was like, did you just not watch the tape? It was like, watch the tape, dude. Did you realize that you were like unconscious for that entire time? And I think that that's part of it, is that there are these like tendencies that when we get triggered or scared, we can usually point out, or we want to like then go into the defensive mode, or even, offensively triggering people around us to kind of make ourselves feel better about how we go about things. And it's really, it's just a fascinating, thing to witness, how we all experience the same exact stimulus and will react in a completely different way. There are some people who just totally shut down in the face of things, and there are others who kind of stand up and do it. There's a thrill-seeking gene. If you have one of those, you're going to do these things that kind of put you into these environments. I told the story the other day about going skydiving. I did it once. I'm good. I love the experience. I thought it was really intense. And I'm sure that if I did it more, it would be less like, there was this moment of, when you go skydiving for the first time, you're attached to somebody, you're tandem. So who do you attach to that kind of throws you into these experiences? And then you go, wow, okay, that was good. I'm good now. I'm tapping out now. Thank you. It was probably the best experience I could have possibly had. He was 6'3", this like long blonde haired, like California nomadic dude who was like, I've been up in the air. I love jumping out of planes, and I go from place to place, and I live in Costa Rica and this time, and I come to the, upstate New York and this time, and I go over here and that time. And he just had this very groovy existence and was so relaxed. And yeah, come on, let's do this. And when you get strapped to a person who's then, edges you over to the corner of the cargo door, where for the first time maybe you're having a doubt. It's like, I don't know if I actually want to. He's like, ah, and then we're out. And then that was it. It was like, okay, I committed. I'm here. And it was a sensation of falling that didn't stop. Usually when you fall, there's an impact at the end of that fall. So it was falling, floating, falling, floating, flying, falling, floating, flying, air, coldness, air, what? It's like trying to look. And he had talked me through a couple of things before about opening my arms up. We hold like this when we first jump out so that he can navigate us completely. And then once we got out, to open my arms. And I was just like this, with the air kind of flapping my cheeks, it was like, and of course there's the video. There's somebody, videotaping me with the GoPro on his helmet right there. And when we got down to the bottom, after everything was over, of course it's like this free fall, floating, flying feeling. And then the impact of the parachute opening, which basically feels like you then hit something really hard. And my hands were like this on my harness. So when it went off, every single one of my nails broke down to the quick. And I went, oh, ow. And then he's like, oh, do you like roller coasters? Yeah, I do. So then we started doing these like giant looping circles as we're coming down, and then I felt like I was going to throw up. So then he started to go the other way, and it was like, okay, great. So now I feel like I'm going to throw up again. And then I got down to the ground finally, where landing with the 6-foot tall man was great. Or he was like 6'4" really. I just held my legs up in like a little seat, and he do, and then our feet kind of touched down to earth, and that was it. I was really glad to then be on the ground. I felt then sick and off for like about 3 days. I just, the vertigo and like the sensation of everything was like, yeah, I'm good. Some people are designed for that and others aren't. So can you have these like experiences where you go, yep, done with that, and now not shut down or freak out or, be traumatized or, kind of whatever. It's like there are these experiences that can, take you and then open you up and crack you open to all these new experiences, or they can, shut you down and scare the crap out of you and tell you that you should never, ever, ever do that again. It's like somewhere in between. I got the experience and I was grateful for it. I like to push edges and envelopes of things, but I learn. No, that's actually, oh good, I found a boundary. Nice. I actually am more comfortable on the ground than in the air. I'm good with that. That works for me. So there are these things. What do you want to do? What do you want to experience in your body? How do we want to play with pleasure and experience, and what's terrifying and what's repulsive and what's your normal go-to? And it's just a really good way to gauge whatever you've been experiencing, if it's been on the intense side or the negative side. We say, I put that in air quotes because every experience is here for something. It's like it's either to show you an edge, or it's either to show you something new, or it's to expand and start to explore. If you are interested in creating new neural pathways for something different, then you have to do something different. There's no getting around it. So we'll play with our bodies and we'll play with sensation and we'll see. And even in the extremes, that's something that going into the extremes of sensation is actually a really good place to learn about yourself, because extremes of temperature, extremes of sensation, extremes of impact, it's like these are the ways. Oh, I'm terrified. Great. That's a great indicator that you can do something. But if you've had trauma around that terror, then you're going to have to go slowly. Like I have somebody who's been a yogi for more than 47 years. I think she's been, doing yoga, or she even said more than 50 at this point, because she started doing it on her own from a book in her teens. And her mother had always told her entire life, keep your feet on the ground. That's not safe. Keep your feet on the ground, because her sister had died. Her twin sister had died in a drowning accident in a lake. And it was like, no, don't explore. Exploring is dangerous. No, don't go do those things. That's unsafe. So her entire life, she's in her late 60s. Nope, I can't get my feet off the ground. There's no way. Nope, nope. And that's her mother, imprinted. Her mother has been gone a long time. This is still her nature. Her nature is to be a little fearful of this. So I kind of pushed the envelope. Okay, we're going over to the wall to do our handstands now. She's like, don't leave me. Don't let go. I said, I'm not, but you're going to get your feet off the floor. Every single time. And she gets sweaty and her heart pounds. And it's like, yeah, yes, explore it each time, push it a little bit further, and everybody's tolerance for that is going to be slightly different. So just take, the part of your practice where, you kind of get into that extreme territory of something, but then know when to tap out. Extreme territory doesn't mean you're blindly avoiding or you're blindly pushing through warning signs in your body, right? It's like be mindful of like certain edges of things. Yeah, I'm wearing a little wrist brace today because I tweaked my wrist a little bit, and I realized, oh, okay, that's a little warning sign of the body saying, please stop. Please don't do that, what you did yesterday again for a little while. It's like, okay, no problem. I'll balance that out. A little bit of a healthy squeeze feels good, and I'll just keep it on there, and I'm not shutting down to it completely. See, I had a little bit of pain from what I did, which means you should never do that. It's like, no, it just means you need some recovery time, and then give that a break for a little bit. So find what's the edge inside of yourself, and now the heat is coming up, and let's get sweaty. So the water of sacral chakra will help us to kind of cleanse and clear it out. So let's play with it a little bit and see what we can do. So let's close our eyes and come inside. If you haven't taken a moment then this morning to really connect to what it is that you're feeling, let's gauge the landscape. We notice if we have any chronic conditions where we're feeling them. Root and lift. Notice your quality of energy. Does it have a particular flavor or shade? The thoughts of scanning your thoughts and your feelings, how that's showing up for you this morning. Let's start to connect deeply to the breath. As you inhale, really flood all the way down to the pelvic floor. Exhale and gush it out. So do that a few more times. Bringing your pelvic floor into your practice is an aspect of this. We want to awaken all of those subterranean parts of ourselves. My shamanic teacher would literally say, breathe into your genitals. It's like, oh, they're welcome here? Yes. Bring them in. It's a part of you. As we start to really invite and invoke then that quality of energy, can you explore pelvic floor engagement? As you inhale, really relax the pelvic floor. As you exhale, contract it and push the energy up and through. One more time. We'll set our collective intentions to ride these edges of pleasurable sensation with a tinge of edginess, of fear or discomfort, and we'll expand our potential for pleasure. We open the practice by chanting Om 3 times together. Inhale deeply for Om.